Alright, howdy. This is Raqus, and this is just a quick little video request by Vodox. Thanks, Norman. Vodox17 on the Death Stranding subreddit. Just had some questions about Higgs as a character, backstory, motivation, things. Now, it's not explicitly brought up in the main plot, how he got to be the way he is. Some of the background details between him and Fragile come to the surface, but as far as his background, as it were, that is part of a fairly lengthy side quest, and that is, well, it brings me to, this is a pretty, by its nature, spoiler-heavy subject, so if you haven't gotten through the end game, now is a good time to bow out if you're not interested in spoiling that for yourself. So basically what you need to do is deliver pizzas. As the game goes on, you'll get a bunch of emails from this fella here, Peter Englert, who is going to send you very well-written, very highbrow vocabulary type emails asking for pizza deliveries. And these are going to get more and more difficult as the game goes on. There's one in particular where you have to carry an item by hand the whole way from the farm, right over here. That's fun. But as the game progresses and you get more and more of these, there's 4 or 5 altogether, I want to say. They're locked out by chapter progress, but you're going to want to do them as they come up, because once you get to episode 10, that's where the game kind of goes on rails toward the end game. And you want to, you can, okay, heavy, I hinted earlier, spoilers, I guess, here's where I'm just going to start saying things. After you get to Edge Knot City and the series of big boss fights against the giant humanoid colossus monster BT and Higgs, and then the big fist fight in the lake, once you get back and you have to trek all the way east again, is the first time you can complete this mission. I would, that's how I did it, and I would recommend just finish the game. Just go through the last couple of hours of plot stuff so you're not doing it in constant timefall and degraded conditions, and just, it makes it, doing it at that point in the game is so much more difficult than it needs to be, but it is possible. So what happens is Peter Englert, which, fun fact, is Peter and Englert are half each of the names of the 2 men who discovered the Higgs boson, the God particle that Higgs takes his name after. So if you're a physicist, you may have already, guessed the twist. I had to look that up. Well, I didn't have to, but I looked it up because I like trivia and things. Anyway, once you complete the pizza deliveries, the door will open and you will find Higgs's room. And that it is a trophy to acquire that. You've probably seen it in screenshots, but if not, I won't spoil it for you. It's pretty fantastic. But in there you'll find a memory chip. The memory chip is one of 3, the third of 3, actually. The other 2 are located, one is here in the southwest of the ruined city, in the very edge. Once you head over there, you can go through some of the broken down buildings on the left and just ping with your radar. You'll find it fairly easily. And the other is all the way down here, east of the cosplayer, along this broken bridge in the back of a pickup truck. I don't remember exactly where, but again, I just kind of did the length of this bridge back and forth. with the radar, the memory chips will show up as icons on the map. They're not terribly, these two, if nothing else, are not terribly difficult to find. It took me about 15 minutes to find them both with just that much information to go off of. Once you get those three, turn them in to any distribution center or prepper, and they will open up as an unknown man's journal. Part 1, 2, and 3. On the memory chip screen here, you can see I haven't started gathering memory chips yet, but some of them I have enough to notice that will give you details. These, I think, are the only other two I have at the moment, but they will give you information on this screen. These three just tell you to go to the interview menu. Once you do that, unlocking those three will get you all of Higgs's journal, 26 entries, and that is what will give you all the information about his childhood, how he came to be who he was. It's not terribly necessary to the plot. It is interesting. And yeah, so for Vodox, that is how you unlock that on your own. I'm going to just scroll through these briefly. So if you don't want to go through the process of finding them, you can just read them here. For brevity's sake, I'm not going to hold on them long enough, but I'll hold on them for a few seconds, and then you can pause and read at your leisure. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to get more of those. I'm going to finish up the zip lines as best I can. Right now I've got the eastern half of the central region done, everything east of the Rockies. That took about 33 spots total, which is about a third of the total bandwidth allowance, if I am correctly informed. But feel free to reach out, comment, like, subscribe, all those things. But any thoughts or corrections to zipline placements, I'm oddly finding a lot of satisfaction from something that breaks the game. The general consensus seems to be ziplining breaks the flow of the game. Yeah, and that's all I've got. Hope everybody has had and has and continues to have happy holidays and all that. And yeah, I'm just gonna scroll through these journals now, and you have a good one. He's a fun guy, isn't he?